Hello and welcome, Exiles. I want to give you guys some insight on improving your Divine Lantern mod. If you've seen this mod go about and you've gotten a chance to play with it, you might have come to the conclusion that it's a scam. It doesn't really drop divines because, quite frankly, a lot of times the strongest monster in the pack usually doesn't drop very much jewelry. For myself, I did multiple Divine Lanterns where I didn't get much out of it, and it felt like I was pretty much scamming myself until I came across this strategy last night of using Titanic Scarabs with putting the Divine Lantern not necessarily just on the highest mob pack, but specifically on a mob pack that has unique monsters. A lot of these Necropolis All-Flame monster packs, they have a chance to spawn a unique mob to their pack. For example, in this lantern right here, is that the correct thing? We'll put these in, I'll turn off the volume for this. We'll put these these scarabs in. For this specific map that occurred on last night for Cursed Crypt, it had a mob type that was the totem ones, and a lot of times the totem packs, they spawn with a unique version of the unique totem or whatever, kind of like Kaduku or the guy in the ledge, for example. There's a few different varieties of them, but if you have a pack that has the ability to spawn a unique monster, there's quite a few of them that have unique monsters tied to them. A lot of the totem packs do that, for example. I would recommend doing what I did here, which is Titanic Scarab of Treasures, Legend, and just regular Titanic. And then when you want to snapshot your last map, I would do a containment. As long as you can somehow favorite a bunch of the same map, print some of those maps, and just run them speed style, this should be fine. And then eventually you want to swap in a containment for the one you're going to snapshot, because that's going to give you a final run of basically these unique monsters to get some money out of. So let's go ahead and look in here how this did. I have felt like once I did this change, it felt like I was getting 1 to 2 divines every single unique monster, versus previously when I was juicing and trying to force like tormented spirits and quantity and stuff, I would kill a lot of rare monsters and I wouldn't get anything. I think of the 3 divine hours that I got to participate in some maps, roughly about between the total of them, probably an hour to an hour 20 minute of maps, because I'd find out partway through the zone, when people would find it partway through the hour or whatever. I got, I think, a total of 2 divine drops, and I invested like 4 or 5 divines and random scarabs into those maps and pulled out nothing. But this map right here, this one map I'm going to open, and the map before it, I did a couple Titanic Scarab setups before this, and it proved to me that the Titanic stuff was working. I think we spawned, I want to say, somewhere in the range of 10 to 12 or 13 unique totems, around that range, and the amount of divines we got out of this specific map was about 12 divines. So it averaged about 1 divine per unique pack. And you'll see basically I'm just looking around for specifically the totem mob type and a unique totem. With the Scarab of Treasures, you'll actually see a little loot symbol pop above them. I think in this next box we get a couple of them to spawn. So let's see over here. Yeah, this next one spawns 2 of them, and you'll see we have 2 unique totems here. And these guys have a lot of extra quantity and rarity applied to them. And I'm also running item rarity support on my Righteous Fire and a gold flask. I'm not sure if the extra item rarity is necessary, but I am running it for these totems. And just to show some of the consistency of the drops, you see we get 1 divine here, and then our next guy drops 2 divines. And it was pretty consistent throughout the rest of this run that pretty much 1 divine would drop for almost every unique totem in the map. So I'm fairly convinced that if you have a divine altar and you have a mob type that can spawn a unique monster, Titanics are definitely the way to go, because of the extra basically rarity and quant, and then extra rewards you can apply to those mob types to start generating some jewelry to actually get some bigger tinks and make the divine hour actually work. Because right now divines are 430 chaos, which means people aren't dropping a lot of them, and I think this could help if you pay attention to either Fubgun's Discord channel or some of the various sites people have put up for keeping track of divine altars, or not divine altars, but divine hours on map types. And thirdly, just watching various Twitch streams. A lot of times, myself, I'm just doing whatever, and people will just come in and be like, divine hour, and they'll start getting like all excited about it. So depending on any 3 of those methods, you probably can keep track of a divine hour happening. And when you do, I would highly recommend the Titanic Scarabs. I'm just saying this because this league is, for a lot of people, for me, it's going to go all the way to December 6 or whatever. I'm going to play for the next few weeks here. There's probably quite a few of you that are going to play for the next few weeks here. And if you really want to take advantage and print some divines, as you get stronger and stronger characters, these dudes are quite hard when you add this level of toughness to them. but it's quite worth the payout when you're dropping a divine or two from each of the unique mobs in the map. Outside of that, the next best thing I could see is if you get specifically the all flame that gives like meat sacks or some of the more juiced enemies that even though they spawn rare, they have a lot more loot. In which case, you probably want to promote adding extra modifiers with the Nemesis Scarab. Try to get maybe torments on those guys, juice up those meat sacks or whatever the mob type is, the ones that have the better loot conversion tables. Those I think are the two options where you can really make some consistent divines. If the maps don't spawn with any unique mob type, then I think it's really about generating a lot of maps and just going fast and kind of speed running with some moderate investment in terms of just like a high quant rarity map. Maybe you run a rarity flask, stuff like that might help. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed Exiles. Take care and peace out. Have a good one.